You sometimes it's just that moment when they are not at their 100%. I was shocked, as in I was so shocked because I didn't expect it. Our quarrels were becoming more frequent. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I like this to be a chilled video, it's story time. I realize I have some life lessons, experiences, like some funny things that happened when I was growing up. So one after the other, I'll be giving you guys the gist. But today's it's about a friend I had. So I made a video a while ago. I don't know if it's the last one or I don't know, but it's on the channel about toxic friendship, recognizing toxic friendship and managing it. I'll put up a link to that video above. Is it this way or this way? I don't know. So I remember an incident I had with a friend of mine when I was in secondary school. So I think I was in SS1. I don't know what they call it these days. So and I had this friend I was close to from my JS classes. She was a Muslim, I was a Christian, but that didn't stop us. We're friends. You know, we read together, we attend prep, we close by 9. So we do that together whenever we have examinations. We read, we study together, we ask each other questions. And as far as I was concerned, she was my friend in all sense of the word. So, but because our religion differs, like I don't follow her to mosque and she doesn't follow me to church. So those are the things that kind of separates us, and it was not even actually separating us. We became friends because she was good in French, and I think she had the highest score in French, so I needed her to put me through some things in the textbook. And before you knew it, we started vibing, and from then, like for 2 years or more, we're friends from JS2, JS3. We also roommates at some point, I think when we were in JS2. So that's just to tell you how close we were. I was just being an innocent me. I kind of trusted her 100%. A little backstory to date, I actually tell myself I learned how to keep malice from her. Now I don't keep malice again, I'm born again. But I was a chronic malice keeper. Like I'll give you silent treatment anytime it calls for, and I learned it from her because sometimes it just happens. Maybe I offended her and she won't tell me, and I just notice her attitude, and we give each other space for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes. So I kind of developed that mozu to keep malice for long. Gradually I knew that was her style, and it became my style, sort of. I learned it from her, and life just went on that way. Sometimes we'll quarrel like that, and for 2 weeks we are not friends. We'll get back again and we'll become friends again. It's quite funny, really. I started doing really well in school. When we were in SS1, I started having high scores. How I even started having those high scores is another story for another time. So people started looking up to me. I was not the very dramatic type. I was not outgoing as such. So there was no way for people to know me. I notice people a lot. I look a lot than I talk or participate. So many people didn't actually know me like that till I started having good scores. So that encouraged me, and I felt, okay, this is something to leverage on. If I'm not the hyper person, the type of people person that other students will like, at least I can be known as the good student, you know. That encouraged me, and I kept on. So at a point, I started doing better than her. She was better than me, as at the time we were in JS2. So she was quite good while I was not really there. But when we got to SS1, I think it flipped a little bit. She was still doing well, but not as well as I was doing. Like I would have high scores in some subjects, especially maths. Sometimes I'll have the highest mark, and other students are always after those kind of people. They want you to teach them 1 or 2 things. I think that got to her, and our quarrels were becoming more frequent. And I noticed that whenever I have a good score, she would start giving me some cold shoulders. But I really thought it was just one of those things, you know, like it has always been. But by the way, meet Irene on the blue dress and Mirabelle on the peach colored ball dress. I'm filming from work, and I always film this kind of videos from work anyway because I don't have a background at home just yet. Back to the story. At the point we're giving diaries at school, we're encouraged to write our thoughts, daily activities, just whatever you want to write, you're allowed to write. I love that so much because anything creative is my thing, kind of, and I always like to write. So then many of us were still young and naive, and what we know generally of a diary is you write the names of those that offended you, you know. You write, so person did this, I'm not happy, so that if by chance this person gets to read it, you feel like you have communicated. I really don't know why we did that. Why not just face the person and kind of tell the person you offended me? Why going through that route? I don't understand what we're thinking. You say things like, this person did this today, I was not happy, I was mad, I was this, blah blah blah. You say this person offended me, I'm very pissed. It was just a way for many people to vent. Okay, so for mine, I think I did something like that, but nothing intense, nothing emotional. I must have written, I can't even remember now, but probably I did something like that. But so one day I was sitting in class. This my friend and I were not quarreling, we're in perfect terms. Like we go to eat together, we come to prep, afternoon prep, evening prep together. So I was not expecting this shock I received on this particular day. So all the diaries, they come in the same color. So from the back, you may not be able to tell whose diary is which. So, but then when you open it, you can see the name and the details. So my seat was just right in front of hers. She was at the back, so we call ourselves like back seat mate or front seat mate, whatever. So this day, her diary fell down under my chair, and I think I was with mine. So I looked down and I saw hers. I thought it was mine. I picked it up and I opened it and I saw her name. Out of curiosity, I was supposed to drop it too. I don't know what I was thinking. So out of curiosity, I decided to open it to see what was inside. So I saw a couple of things. Okay, it's okay. And then I saw one page that was kind of recent. And my friend wrote, Kemi, I hate you. You were only being deceived by my action. You see this sentence I just made, it's kind of registered permanently in my head because I can't forget the shock I felt that day. I was shocked. As in, I was so shocked because I didn't expect it, and we've been in good terms for a while. Even if we do quarrel once in a while, I didn't expect that intensity of emotions, like hate. Hate, no, it was not to that level, you know. We could quarrel and say, Kemi, you offended me, you know, those kind of things. But she used the H word. She said, Kemi, I hate you. You were only being deceived by my action. I was like, okay. And I saw it. I just dropped it back immediately and continued. So after a couple of minutes, she was like, Kemi, let's go and eat. In my mind, I was like, wow, this devil. So you're only being a friend of me. In my mind, though, I didn't tell her. And, you know, our usual way of quarreling is to give each other silent treatment. So started at Kemi, let's go and eat and all of that. I told her to go along, and from then I started giving her a cold shoulder. I was not talking to her, and from there she kind of got it that okay, Kemi wants to keep malice with me, and we go back to that malice keeping that we usually do. But I didn't tell her what happened until much later. So sometimes we have these peacekeepers. Some of them may be your classmates, some may be hostel mates that will usually intervene when they see two people keeping malice. So they intervened, and I told them what I saw in her diary. They were shocked as well. That was like probably weeks after this, after I discovered her diary. But they intervened, but this time I was kind of very done with the friendship. It wasn't the kind of quarrel that we'll quarrel and come back. I felt this person can kill me, this person can, you know, even though we're young, but I'll give you people some gist about boarding house. Guys, the emotions were real and they were intense. Everything that happened, forget that we're children, okay? It was real, as in very tangible. I mean, to just brush it aside and assume everything was fine and to get back to being friends and happy with her. But that's that didn't happen. I didn't trust her again. So we went through SS2, SS3 as normal, like, acquaintances, and that was how 3 years of good friendship was destroyed. It was destroyed. I think after secondary school, I met her in my town on one occasion, and since then we have not been in touch. That was how that went on. But at the end of the day, we started talking again. I think after a complete term, because this thing was very heavy to me. Even when people tried to intervene, I was not ready to get back to being friends with her or even talk to her. I think eventually she apologized. Oh, I don't know what happened, but maybe I was tired of keeping malice, and with the intervention of some of our classmates, because they intervened multiple times, not just once, we started talking again. And like I mentioned, it was like a term after thereabouts. So we started talking again, but we never went back to being close friends. I was scared for my life. I felt, wow, if this person could hate me at the point when I thought we were doing well, when I thought this friendship was real, she hated me this much. Man, I just couldn't trust her anymore. I didn't feel safe being her friend. I feel for her to hate me, she was somebody I liked so much, and I was happy being friends with her, but then it had to end. And I think from then onward, I didn't have close friends as such again in secondary school. Like, I had acquaintances, people that were my classmates, not real very close friends. I think I have one though that, so boy, but that was how the friendship ended. Did you think I reacted well by not being close to her again after that incident? Do you think it was right for me not to trust her again despite the fact that she apologized? If you were in my shoe, what will you do? Will you get back to being friends with her even after secondary school? Will you get back to being friends with her? All of this is just funny to me now, because God knows if I see her today, I'm going to throw her a hug and we'll just laugh at things like this. But as at then, it was just so real and it happened. Now, this popular saying is actually true, that whatever experience you go through in life is for a reason, it's for a purpose, and you should take out the lesson from the bad ones, okay? Even though the friendship ended that way, and I think I got some lessons that are going to be there for life. One of it is to know that humans are humans. At the end of the day, humans are humans. So, of course, some people are trustworthy. So even if I trust you completely, and I do a lot for you, I still sacrifice for you, but somewhere at the bottom of my heart, I trust you, don't get me wrong, because you haven't tainted that trust. I like to give every human being I meet like a full 100% chance. But if you keep hurting my feelings, like I start removing bits from that 100%, I don't just meet people and judge them immediately. So I kind of like to trust people and to just believe they are good and they will do good until they mess up. One lesson I held on to was that there is still that room for people to disappoint you. There's still that room for even those you love genuinely and care for. They can still do some things. As humans, we can try our best, but sometimes we do fail. So even those that are offending you, sometimes it's just that moment when they are not at their 100% that these things happen. So there's still that tiny chance. That way you don't get too heartbroken when people break your heart. That's funny, right? I'm telling you not to get heartbroken when people break your heart. So when people do some things that you didn't expect them to, you can easily just look at it as it's one of those things. They are humans after all. And what's more, even you, have you never disappointed yourself? If you look back, you will realize you have made some mistakes, said some wrong words, probably ended some friendship that you shouldn't have. Still that tiny room, even when you trust people. So I took on that lesson among others, but even if I trust you 100%, I know that that does not mean completely that you can do no wrong. It doesn't mean. So when you do those things, there's that soft landing I give to you that, okay, you're human after all. So this particular lesson has stuck to me for years from that incident. And I don't want to say I don't trust humans 100%, because I actually do trust humans. I trust people. I know they are good people. I know they are trustworthy people. But then even those that are trustworthy can still break your heart. At the end of the day, it's how you react that matters. How do you handle it at the end of the day? So that's one lesson that I think I'm going to keep. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you find story times like this interesting, let me know in the comment section as well. I'll put up more of it. I actually have lots of interesting stories from growing up, my childhood. Even though I was not a very outspoken person, I didn't have an interesting life, but I was so good at noticing people, at noticing things. I would literally sit in a corner and watch everybody. I would know how you move. Sometimes I wouldn't want to imitate you. I was that quiet. I was seeking for attention. I was an attention seeker internally, but I was not bold enough to come out and just express myself and just be this happy-go-lucky kid that everybody will like. But I noticed a lot of things, and I think that has left me with a truckload of stories and experiences. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do that. Give this video a thumbs up, and let's see each other in the next video.